Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to an okay day in Scotland. So before we get started, I thought I'd give you an update on everything that's going on at the moment. So in terms of the van and this incredibly elusive plug, loads of you last week in the comments section said it had probably something to do with the squib. And I actually think you're right, because having researched this week, turns out there's meant to be something comes off the bottom of here that plugs into this bad boy. So I've got a new one of these on order, should be in at some point this week coming. And then hopefully we'll be able to get the car started. So I think we're getting there with the van. Just going to take a wee bit longer than I'd hoped. And because that's obviously the biggest issue with the van at the moment, not being able to start, I'm not going to bother attacking any of the scratches or damage to the outside until I've got the van working. The RS is still up for sale. It's currently parked in my neighbour's garage. And because I want rid of this car, because it's absolutely no use to me sitting in a garage, is I'm going to offer it to you guys for 20,000, which I'm making a loss on. But I'd far rather somebody got to enjoy it than it sitting in my garage forevermore. So if you're interested, hit me up on Instagram, leave a comment down below, and we'll take it from there. And the GTR is still in the body shop. It's just about to get resprayed, so we'll hopefully get that back fairly soon. Which then leads me on to the Fiesta. Now some of you guys and girls might know this, you might not, but I pay for these cars out of my savings. I don't make enough money on YouTube to pay for any of these cars or the builds. It all comes out of my own personal money. And at the moment, money's getting a little bit tight because I've got an awful lot of cars sitting in the driveway. And given the state of the used car market at the moment, these little cars are going for a pretty penny. So the plan for today's video is to get this thing cleaned, get it all ready for sale. It's due an MOT on Thursday of next week. We'll get it an MOT and we'll get this thing gone as quickly as is possible to free up some cash so that I can spend it on the bus and on the GTR. So anyway, with that, let's crack on, get this car washed, get it clay barred, machine polished, some kind of coating, haven't quite decided which yet, and get this thing ready for sale. Right, so the car's had a nice sponge bath. It's looking a lot better. But there's still an awful lot of scratches, swirl marks, etc. But before we get this car into the garage to start working on it, quick tip, something that I've done for a long time. If you know you're going to be clay barring and machine polishing a car, you don't need to worry about the 2-bucket method when you're washing it to begin with. It's going to make next to no difference because you're obviously about to machine polish it anyway. So just a little tip for you guys, but I'm pretty sure it's going to spark some comments down below as to why you should always do the 2-bucket method. So anyway, with that, let's get this car into the garage. We're going to use my neighbour's garage for this. So that means a cold start on the RS. Well, she's pretty, but she isn't half obnoxious when you wake her up. Right, so I'm going to make this car disappear, and I'll see you guys around in the garage in just a sec. Right, so now that we're in the garage, let's get on, get this thing clay barred, machine polished, and then we'll pick a coating. Right, so with the clay bar now complete, need to let the paint dry for a little bit longer before we start machine polishing it. So let's very quickly detail the engine bay while we're waiting. Dang, that's a pretty clean engine bay. Now the trick when you're using the bumper care stuff, obviously apply it with something like a brush so it can get into all the nooks and crannies. wipe it off quite quickly, and then leave it for about 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. And then go back over it again with a different microfiber towel, and it looks amazing. And although some could consider it a bit of a cheat, you get pretty spectacular results for not very much work. So anyway, now that's done, what we're going to do is wait on the paint all drying. So I'll be back with you guys in just a sec. And we're back, and the car's nice and dry. So let's crack on with the machine polishing. So have you ever had those moments where you record a ton of footage of your machine polishing, coating a car, taking it for its MOT, having a general chat with you guys, and then find out that all the data is corrupted? Well, that just happened to me. So we're a little bit further forward in time now, and the car has passed its MOT. It's had 2 new tyres on the front, and it did get an advisory for the rear brake discs being slightly pitted and corroded, but not enough to make it fail. So that's happy days. Now this is probably going to be the last video we'll see on this little car, because as you may have been reading online and in the newspapers, the second-hand car market for small cars like this is crazy at the moment, and I fully intend on capitalising on that. Because as I said at the start of the video, I'm running out of available cash, and in order to keep these rebuilds coming, I need to get these things sold as quickly as I can. So anyway, that's going to be the end of this week's episode, guys and girls. I hope you liked it, and I do apologise for basically cutting this video short because I lost all the footage. In the next video, what we're hopefully going to do is continue working on the V-dub bus, because hopefully the parts should have come in by then. And as always, I hope you're keeping well and I hope you're keeping safe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.